Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Look, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
Boss Cowboys.
Your voice matters.
And your voice is super important because the current issues only executives can defeat. Because only executives can defeat the Our Guys philosophy. Cheerleading won't work. Yep, it won't work. We tried it. It's actually playing into their hands. The Our Guys philosophy stems from Stephen Jones. It's a real messed up philosophy. It does some good, but it also does some bad. And the bad about it is what's keeping us from winning. So we go talk about it because I feel like it's also affecting some people and have affected people in the past. So we gonna go through it and break it all the way down. It's very important that we unite on this one. It's the only way. Boss Cowboy Sports, let's go.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights is sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yes, for my twin. I work through the night, I do what I like, get a check, I go for the ride. I've been down the ride for the win, still move on the hush, never run from none. I face my fears, I just drop a nine, month to month, still from year to year. No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah.
Regina, I see you.
New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah.
Miss
I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. Get some checks, I invest and I spend a check. Spend a check, get it back, then I take a rest. Only race is the human, I take care of my skin. I was doing this as a rookie, now I'm up to vet. Set the trend, set the pace of play. I don't trip, but if I fall, bet I make a way. I take trips in the fall, watch the leaves change. I like to treat every day like it's my D-Day. No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again.
Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Do it again, again, again.
And I need all the executives to have a seat.
Do it again, again, again.
Hey. Real talk, we need y'all more than ever. Alright, for real. So, this is a show that I was gonna do Friday. And y'all know I don't do Friday shows. But I ended up spending some time with my sons. That was wonderful. I was gonna do this show Saturday. But I got so caught up in the research, it was so deep, I just ran out of time. So I said, all right, I'm gonna keep it on my normal times. Sunday. My boy Esai say my voice matter. Yeah, man, it does. Actually, your voice do matter. It does. Even your voice matter, man. You make your voice loud and heard to Cowboy Nation, man. We thank you for being a loyal fan to the Dallas Cowboys. I really do appreciate you. Y'all clap it up for Esai, man. He's one of the best fans out, for real. For real. I love Esai, man. Yeah, that boy Esai, man. I really appreciate you, man. So, all right, let's kind of break this down, man, because my thumbnail says it all right? Only executives can defeat the Our Guys philosophy, all right? And what really kind of spiked this was what happened with Bobby Wagner. Like, we all know what happened, all right? We all know what happened, but let's just kind of play it, and then we go kind of go through it, talk about it, but more so talk about it about solutions. Let's go.
And you're back with Dan Quinn. He's your DC in Seattle. 2013, y'all won a Super Bowl together. Why the Commanders? How big of going there was him? And what is it about his coaching, his leadership that makes you want to play with him again?
I think the biggest thing for me is, like, I've always been on the West Coast. So coming to the East Coast, you want to come and kind of have and be around, some familiar faces. And so, obviously I had a ton of respect from him from afar. We actually tried to make it happen a couple times. It just didn't work out structurally from a contract perspective, but we finally got it right. I think, him as a person, him as a leader has always been amazing. I think a big thing too was being able to be coached by Coach Norton again. He's like my favorite coach of all time. And so being able to be back in the room with him again is great too.
So DQ did try to get you to go to the Cowboys.
This is correct.
Why? And it didn't work out. Why?
It didn't work out. You got to ask the Cowboys there.
Now, that was new to nobody that followed this channel. We've been covering this ever since they've been in talks. Now, what was crazy is a lot of people were saying that I was making it up, and I never was making it up. I always had the references. I always put the references of these type of news in a description. So, but you can't beat these. You can't beat this unless you are serious, and we have to be serious as a nation. As a Cowboy Nation, we have to be very serious about beating this. So let me just kind of talk about it from this standpoint, because I did tweet about this, and I mean every word of my tweet. I said in my tweet, shake my head after I listened to it, I said, Our Guys philosophy is one of the biggest killers of Dallas Cowboys contention. But we had LVE. And you hear a lot of people say that, like, no, we had LVE. Listen, if you like the LVE, that's fine. I ain't tripping that you like the LVE, but that was not thinking like an executive. That was more so thinking like supporting a player. The executive decision would have easily been to move on and go with the better guy, and especially because Dan Quinn was aggressively lobbying for it. So even if, let's just say, even if I personally, let's say if I personally like the LVE, it's the fact that this man put in so much work to take us from the worst defense in our franchise history, had us literally top 2 in turnover differential 2 years in a row, and you couldn't get the man what he was clearly aggressively lobbying for. So it don't even matter if I liked them. It don't matter if you liked them. Out of respect, you should have, and the Cowboys front office should have, went with the guy and what he personally was beating the table for. It was just the right thing to do. JC, man, I appreciate it, man. OG JC, man, you doing some good work too, big dog, man. I appreciate you, man, and all the content creators, man. He say, love the show. Keep up the great work, man. My boy threw $5 down, man. I appreciate that. And keep banging, bro. You killing on them films. Your growth is phenomenal. And we need more people like you in the space, for sure. For sure. Thank you, bro. But going back to what I was saying, you know, just out of respect for him, man. My boy Amp in the building too, real quick. When I see my content creators come in, I want to pause real quick. I always want to show love to these boys. He said, what's good? Unfortunately, other fan bases have the power to get the gym out the building. We don't. But we can still tap them pockets, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about the executives before I kind of get into that, because it goes to what you're saying now. There's no way we're gonna beat this political problem being typical fans, right? And then I said, but this can't happen to Zimmer. He said, better wake up. I said, better wake up, Cowboy Nation, and call out the BS. Lawyer cheerleading don't work. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for saying that at all. Yeah. So let's talk about the difference between executives and cheerleaders in terms of mentalities. That's why I say people that follow this channel, they executives. They're executive minded. See, when you're an executive, you usually hard working. You usually have to work your way up. But also, usually when you're an executive, you make the hard decisions. And you are serious about what most companies would call the bottom line. And when you are serious about the bottom line, you do make hard decisions. You do make sacrifices. But more importantly, you have to be honest about the dilemmas if you go survive in a hostile, competitive business market. That's the mind of an executive. For example, if you're an executive, if you're an executive and you watching the threat of AI coming up, you watching the threat of AI. You watching it. You know that AI is going to take jobs from your company. You know it. So what do? Do you sit back and just say, hey, we go not embrace it? Nah. You gotta embrace it. Matter of fact, you gotta go head first into it. Why? It's better to lose 20,000 employees than to lose the whole company. You know sacrifices have to be made. You're very serious about your ideas. You're willing to work for it. That's what kind of fans we need. We need fans that's willing to work for it. We need fans that's really serious about ideas. We need fans that's willing to share content that we know hit the nail on the head on a lot of the problems that's preventing us from winning. But then you have cheerleaders. See, people don't know. Some people don't know. Some people know this quite well. But whenever you see these beautiful cheerleaders at every NFL team, you can thank your Dallas Cowboys. You can thank them. Because cheerleading was actually started professionally with the Dallas Cowboys. And see, this is the problem with cheerleading. Cheerleading and cheerleaders are going to cheer and root their team on with the same enthusiasm, whether they getting blown out or whether they're in the Super Bowl. They're going to cheer, and their job is to cheer. Their job. But cheerleading never makes a difference to wins or losses. Never. It never affects the outcome. But yet, you get a lot of people when you, especially around this time, after the draft, that when somebody start talking about real issues that's affecting us, a lot of people get in cheerleader mode. And they don't want to hear it. They start tuning you out. And they actually get upset. They get upset when you start talking about, hey, Tyler Guyton was telegraphing his punches. They don't want to hear it. Or when you start looking at the tea leaves and you start seeing Zimmer looking like he could be compromised. Yeah. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Because I feel like what's going to give us the outcome is to just root them on. Just cheer. It's our job to just cheer. See, when you think like that, you are playing right into Stephen Jones' hands. Because basically he know he got you regardless. And see, this is the other thing about our fan base being cheerleaders and too many of them being cheerleaders. It make our content creators sometimes placate to y'all and Goldilocks. Yeah. Where we feeling the pressure. So what we start doing is we start giving y'all what y'all want to hear. We start telling y'all, hey, we gonna win a Super Bowl. Or we start telling y'all, hey, we ain't got no problems. We finna win this thing. Or we only tell you the good news. We never tell you the ugly things that's in the way of us winning. And it put pressure. Now, this is the difference between me and a lot of different people. I've just accepted it. I said, hey, when you trying to win, you go upset some people. It's just what it is. I've accepted it. I'm cool with it. I take the losses that come from it. I take the wins that come from it. Because I'm keeping first things first. But everybody ain't doing that. And I would hope that we do. I would hope that we eventually do it. Now, everybody not gonna do it because some people got different motives. If your motives is just to grow, you not gonna call out the things that need to be called out. If you want to try to get a job, you not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. If you trying to work for the fan, or you trying to work for the ticket, or you trying to work for .com, Because remember, Scott said on this show, Scott came in the comments, and he said he heard directly from .com that we can say what they can't say. Yeah. That also is saying, he said Derek Eagleton told him that. That's also saying they know they have a muffle on them. It's only so much they can say. It's just what it is. All of them. Every one of them. And that's okay. That don't make them sellouts either. That's your job. You got to feed your family. So you got to walk on eggshells. Yeah. That's what you got to do. But if you just really trying to win, then you got to take on the pressure that come with it. And because I'm also trying to think like executive and more like executive, that's why I call myself Boss Cowboy. I also got to think big picture. And in the big picture, I got to do my best to try to keep us together. Because what'll start happening is, it's already happening. You get a lot of Cowboy fans that don't even like each other. You get a lot of people with cheerleader mentalities that can't stand executive mentalities. And you have executive mentalities, people that's trying to solve problems that don't like the cheerleader mentality. And instead of working to keep our voices united, we begin to split. So I gotta work harder at not letting the people that come in with that cheerleader mentality, Let's just root them on, boss. Come on. Don't be negative, boss. Come on now. Let's just root on the Cowboys. Kick your leg real high. I can't let them frustrate me. I got to sit back and understand that's their way of thinking that's going to bring success. Even though I know it don't, I got to be patient. Because if I can get some of them on the side of the executives to where they get serious about spreading ideas that's going to help us win, then we can win something. So my goal is to try to keep us together. So I had to talk about that because we gonna need executives to win. Because we up against a fight. And the Our Guys philosophy is a messed up fight. See, the Our Guys philosophy is so poisonous. To even say Our Guys is to automatically assume and know that there are certain people on our team that's not even considered ours. Hold on. Let me say that without the music. Our Guys is so toxic. To even say Our Guys is to naturally assume that there are guys that's on this team that's not even considered ours. And the Our Guys philosophy is why we did not go after Bobby Wagner. Nope. Yep, Amp, you said it. Amp, you said it perfect. Amp, you can't say it no better than this. It screams not married. It's exactly what it screams. It screams that some of you guys are going to be favored and some of you guys are not. That's what it literally says. And see, let me tell y'all something about the Our Guys philosophy. See, Steven got us tricked. A lot of us have coined names for him like Cowboy. I've heard Baby Nuts, and I've heard that he's not aggressive. It is actually quite the opposite. It is quite the opposite. See, he got us thinking he not willing to spend. That's why he don't attack free agent. That, sir, is a lie. No, he's actually reckless. He's actually super reckless. Matter of fact, he is all in, but he's all in when it comes down to his guys. Yeah, like literally reckless. All the way reckless, matter of fact. Yeah, I'm explaining. Okay? Because we got to label this right if we being executives, right? We got to label it right. Like, because he throws money away when it comes down to his guys. Let's talk about it. One of the first ones where you see this recklessness, and this is just recent, right? Schultz. He threw that money away. Literally. And it was reckless. See, at the very same time, he ran out to sign Schultz. For less money, Bobby Wagner was available. And it was debates. It was internal debates on what Schultz worth. I've always said, listen. I said it around that time. I said, listen, man. There's no question which person is giving you better team value. Bobby Wagner or Schultz. And when you go look at it, that's why my boy Amp came up with the term hot pocket. Now, if you look at his stats, let me pause and say this. A lot of people messed up with the value of Schultz because they kept looking at stats. He had this many catches. He had this many touchdowns. He was a favorite target today. No. He was a favorite target to the Kellen Moore no identity offense. And his read was the easiest read because the drops on cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4 for linebackers are the same. So it's the easiest read. And it's the shortest space between the quarterback and the weapon. So in an offense that was about going to certain spots and timing, he was greatly inflated in terms of his production. And all you got to do is look at the film. Because when you go look at the film, then you'll say, that's why he did so much. Because what was he actually doing? He was just sitting in zone pockets over and over and over again. Just sitting in zone pockets. Like literally, you could get any tight end to do this. This is why ever since, just think about it. Ever since we lost Witten, we have successfully replaced every tight end. Every one. We've never had a problem replacing tight end 1. Never. We go seamlessly from one to the next. But yet we threw $11 million at a hot pocket tight end. Yeah. And we didn't stop. Where else was Stephen Jones all in and aggressive, over aggressive? With Tony Pollard. Ran out there. Hold on real quick. My boy say, hold on. He say, enough on Schultz. He the best tight end we had since Witten. He's better than Ferg right now. No, sir. No, sir. No. Schultz might be your favorite, but it's no way you can look at the film. There's no way you can look at the film and say that Ferg and Schultz are doing the same thing. You got Ferg going across the middle. You got Schultz sitting in hot pockets. And it's right in your face, big dog. Like there's nothing he's doing that's exceptional. These are option routes. That's what you're looking at. Him basically sitting in pockets. You can do this, big dog. See, that's what happened when people get caught up on stats. Yeah, when you get caught up on stats and not look at what they was actually doing. Like, look what he doing. This is why we named him Hot Pocket. Because he was sitting in pockets. Most of his production was turn around, sit in the pocket. You looking at it. It's right on the film. Oh, sit in the pocket. Now, it required a brain to do this. You do have to think. You got to be able to read the D. You do. You got to say, okay, yeah, right there, boom. But dog, don't act like he was beating people man on man. This is hot pocket production. And this was not worth $11 million. No, like it's over and over. Pockets, pockets, pockets. Yeah, it worked in. Now this right here, this is skills. Yeah, I give him that one. Yeah, that one right there, that's skills. Because that was actually him versus a safety. But everything else you looking at, according to the film, is pockets. And it's clear. And it's what it is. The bottom line is that was not worth $11 million. Wait. You not? My boy say, we on Ferguson hype train. You not? You not? Yeah, if Ferguson was asked to did this, he would have did. I'm gonna keep going, bro. But the bottom line was this: y'all believe that was worth $11 million sitting in pockets? Okay, no. The next one, going back to what I was saying, Tony Pollard, where Stephen Jones went all in and did another tag. And this is the thing: when you tag these players, 100% of that money come directly out the cap. So you lost $11 million on Hot Pocket. Then you lost $10 million on Pollard. Yeah, Stephen Jones. When it comes down to his guys, he's actually wasteful. But what we say is, oh, he don't like to spend on free agency because he's protecting the cap. Now, you being cheap over here so you can be too aggressive over there. And let's not forget, we watched Tony Pollard get literally a $10 million tag, and we watched better running backs go for half the money. One of the worst ones, and the reason why we got to really fight this our guys philosophy, was the Amari Cooper versus Michael Gallup. That one was, it's hard to say which one was worse, the Bobby Wagner or the Michael Gallup. I'm still torn on which one was worse. But that one was very bad. All right. And let's just talk about this real quick. We still talking about the over aggression of Stephen Jones when it come down to his guys. His guys. He get crazy when it come to his guys. So Michael Gallup out for the season after suffering a torn ACL. Michael Gallup is indeed done for the season. This was January 3rd. He didn't have his surgery until February. He didn't have his surgery until February. At the very same time, we still had Amari Cooper. And we had an option to move on from Michael Gallup by keeping Amari Cooper. So hold on, let me show y'all something, because I had a discussion about this. Y'all give me 1 second to pull it up. I wasn't planning to pull this up. Y'all give me a second. I wasn't planning to pull this up, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. Y'all give me 1 second. It was the discussion I had with somebody. I gotta find it. Give me a second. I found it. Man, I be grinding for y'all, man. All right, here we go. She said, man, boss, this make me mad all over again. That's why we got to be serious about it, K. That's why we got to work together on this one. We can't be divided on this. So, Jahanjamin, let me make this bigger. Hold on real quick. Oh. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Oh, it's right here. Y'all give me 1 second. I need to. Where is it? Okay, let me do this. All right, here we go. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Right here. All right. All right, so my boy say they didn't pick Gallup over Amari. They picked CD over Amari. Hear me out. Like you say, they picked their dudes first. And Jerry made CD take 88 when they were entering the idea of bringing Dez back until CD fell in the draft. But since they wanted the new 88 to shine, just like last season, when they broke all these records, forcing CD instead of using the vet capable B, Cooks, they could have Amari as the alpha and obviously better than everyone, including CD. Plus, Amari was too classy to be pushed around a misstep. They need volatile players they can manipulate and blackball. The only thing they kept saying was he wasn't a team player because he didn't get an experimental vaccine while people were afraid of the flu. That type of independent, conscious, critical thinking wasn't what they wanted leading the team. They're happy with getting more manufactured Hall of Famers over Super Bowl winners because they would make money either way, and players are spokespeople or stars that they can use for marketing. Super Bowl wins are the only good for status, and we're still in the top status for Super Bowl wins. They are going to let Dak run his team into the ground for a whole decade, and then they will have the next underdog story to sell opioid. Okay. So I responded, and I'm gonna get into this. This is important because I do address y'all when y'all put comments in there. Okay. And where is that? Where did I address? Right here. I said, this is where your logic is flawed. Yes, they wanted a new number one, but who was coming up first on their contract first? Gallup or CD? It was Gallup. So what did they do to keep their guy Gallup? They let go of Amari and said it was for Gallup. Now they got the number one, their guy, CeeDee Lamb, kept the number two, their guy, at the expense of the bastard Amari. So I found an extra clip to prove it. I don't know how I found it, but I found it. But this is a clip that came from Sky when he interviewed Michael Gehlken. I guess I clipped it out, but I was just doing my research and something I probably was gonna do a show about or something, and I found it. Y'all check this out. This is a trip.
I think we all know what this season is for Amari Cooper. We should know what this season is for Amari Cooper. He's got guaranteed money left. All the remaining guaranteed money is in 2021. 2022, it's all dried up, and so the Cowboys theoretically could move on from Amari Cooper. It would only take a $6 million hit in terms of dead money against their 2022 salary cap, and that could clear some money to pay Michael Gallup. It's hard to imagine the Cowboys, having their big three at wide receiver for, the 2022 season, given what they pay Dak, what they paid Zeke, what they pay their offensive line to go ahead and give Michael Gallup his worth while you're paying Amari Cooper $20 million a year, and you have CeeDee Lamb as a first-round draft pick. It's just hard to compute all that working with this. The team also needing a defense, so him as a first-round draft pick. It's just hard to compute all that working with this. The team also needing a defense, so him as a first-round draft pick. It's just hard to compute all that working with this. The team also needing a defense. So long answer to your Amari Cooper question, but I think that the big picture of him is really interesting, really fascinating. You probably can't talk about it enough because all things related to Amari have a real trickle-down effect on how it could ultimately impact Michael Gallup and his future in Dallas.
Wow. Now, that was obviously before it happened. And Michael Gehlken was clearly saying, and yeah, Sky be having that fire, absolutely. He is one of the best, no doubt. For sure. So, but ain't that funny? That was before they cut Amari. Michael Gilkin was putting out there, yeah, likely they go struggle keeping all three. Yeah, they go struggle keeping all three. But common sense would have said, well, if you go struggle keeping all three, the one you need to let go is Michael. Production-wise, talent-wise, ACL injury, a late season ACL injury. I don't care nothing about no vaccine. By the time it was the off season, man, everybody knew COVID was getting ready to be a thing of the past. So y'all mad over something that wasn't finna matter by the next season anyway. That never made no sense. But guess what the gambler did? See, we say he got baby nuts. Actually, he way too aggressive. We need to start saying it right. He way too aggressive for his guys. He went all in on the injured guy. What the
I need the cash pronto. I don't throw in a session like Romo.
Bringing real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
Then you tried to sell us, have him out there gimping around like he was gonna just come out and be a better option than Amari. So that clip from Sky was before they did it. Listen afterwards.
It is remarkable that you guys lost 3 or 4 really fine players and you still have one of the most talented rosters in the league. I don't know if that's ever been done, Steven.
Well, I'd start with, we would have not had other guys here had we chosen different directions. I mean, would have not had other guys here had we chosen different directions. I'd start with, we would have not had other guys here had we chosen different directions. I mean, I know for sure we wouldn't have had, we wouldn't be looking at, Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong, guys like.
And see, what he's trying to say is, if they would have picked, which they not telling the truth about, Gregory, they wouldn't have had Fowler and Armstrong, when really they wanted Randy Gregory. But they try to act like, we was just being responsible and we moved on. No, you dropped the ball at the closing table.
That on our team, you're probably not necessarily looking at having a number one and a tackle. Had you made a different decision, and Tyler Smith, which we're certainly glad that we do, losing both, losing Connor Williams as well. I mean, you certainly feel when you lose a Connor in the IL, you need to do something about that in the draft, and we certainly did with Tyler and thrilled with his progress. Obviously going to be our starting left tackle there day one. Some of those things, I think caused us to make moves that I think we'll look back on and say, hey, I'm glad we made that move. And certainly, if we keep Amari, I don't know that we're able to re-sign Gallup. We'll look back on and say, hey, I'm glad we made that move. And certainly, if we keep Amari, I don't know that we're able to re-sign Gallup. And say, hey, I'm glad we made that move. And certainly, if we keep Amari, I don't know that we're able to re-sign Gallup. That move. And certainly, if we keep Amari, I don't know that we're able to re-sign Gallup. glad we made that move. And certainly, if we keep Amari, I don't know that we're able to re-sign Gallup. That move. And certainly, if we keep Amari, I don't know that we're able to re-sign Gallup. And I know right now Gallup's out of sight, out of mind for most of our fans. But, this is a young man who I think, given the opportunity, is really going to, make people open their eyes. And certainly was playing well before his injury and going to be back, I think, sooner than most people think.
So a lot of people think this is just about Bobby Wagner. That's where y'all got me messed up. That's where y'all not really listening to what I'm saying. You gotta add up these moves. You can't look at each move in a vacuum. So the way to look at this is, what if you had Amari with CD Lamb with Cooks? That's the way. And what if instead of having Schultz, what if you had Bobby Wagner on the same team? If you start thinking about it the right way, you will get active and you will become an executive against the Our Guys philosophy. It's not in a vacuum. It's not just by itself the mistake of Gallup over Amari. It's when you compound the moves of favoring your guys over common sense free agents. Then you get why he is burning our contention windows with the false assumption that he's doing it to be smart by avoiding. No, you're not being smart. This is not smart to bet on a gimpy receiver that had surgery in February. Over a guy that didn't need surgery. Over a guy that was going to naturally transition into the number 2 anyway. I did many videos about this. I did many videos about this, explaining that real number ones take the number 1. They take it. Jefferson took it from Thielen. Julio took it from Roddy White. Odell Beckham took it for Cruz. He took it. It's mine. You still on the team, but I am the new number 1, and I didn't have to beg for it. Front office didn't have to help me with it. My skills did it by itself. And then see, instead of us begging for a receiver like we was doing for the draft, we could have looked like most of the other teams that got 2 super threats. This is an old list, but y'all get the point. Your smarter teams would have always tried to keep the best talent together. But now we pretty much got, for the most part, CD Lamb a super number 1. He could have had a super number 2. That would have been cool with it. Yeah, CD Lamb, that guy. He earned them targets. He took my number 1 spot. But you should have made him have to take it. Make them battle for it. Don't just give it to him. CD Lamb man enough to take it, and he had enough skills to take it. Right now, CeeDee Lamb would be your number one, fair and square. And all of us would be like, yeah, he better than Amari. All of us right now would say CeeDee Lamb is better than Amari. And see, now let's look at this one. It's another one that frustrates me. It should frustrate you. Let's go back to this Bobby Wagner. Because this Bobby Wagner one was common sense. This was so easy. Because if you go look at Bobby Wagner, let's just look at something that's very obvious. When you look at Bobby Wagner, especially when you look at him versus LVE, one thing that you see that stands out is almost like this man got better with age. Look at how many games he played in. It was only one season where he had 11 games that he played in. Everything else was 15 to 16 games and up, which screams this man is extremely durable. Most importantly, most of it was at middle linebacker. You see it right here, middle linebacker. So when you plan this long in the most hardest position where you take the most sick collisions and you still yet game in, you're in and you're out. And what do we do? Nah, bro. Our guys. Once again, Stephen Jones all in on a hurt guy. Instead of going with the common sense and going with who your defensive coordinator was beating the ground for. Now, let's go look at the injury history of him. So you got one linebacker who his worst season only played 15 games. You got another linebacker where his best season was 17 games. And I always said this about him. I said, man, he is not built for middle linebacker. I always said that. I wasn't wishing death on him. It was just looking at how his frame was. It's like every time he played middle linebacker, he get hurt. That's a physical position. Plus, on top of that, he was never even close to the production value of Bobby Wagner. It was never even close. But yet, he was our guy.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm going to tell y'all what I fear. Listen, this is why we got to be. We can't be cheerleaders on this. We can't be of that, man, just be positive. Be positive. Come on. Now, we got to be executives. Because we ain't going to fix this being cheerleaders. We got to organize. Yeah, we got to organize. We got to put the word out there. We got to show we see this. We don't like this. This is goofy. It makes no sense. I'm not falling for, hey, yeah, he just trying to be, he just trying to protect the team and the cap. Nah. We ain't falling for that. Cause see, what we see you doing is you say you cheap over here, but you grossly overspend for bad deals over there. So you goofy when it come down to your guys. Just goofy. You paying tags to Hot Pockets, then you tag another guy that had a complete break in his ankle. So you spending the money, you just spending the money based on your plan. If it's not your plan, you're not flexible. You don't even work with your coach. See, this is why we got to be serious about this, man. You can't be no cheerleader right now. You can't be no, oh, let's go for workout, boss. Come on now, boss. Just be positive. Just wait it out, boss. Come on now. Be positive, boss. Be positive. It's going to be okay. Let's wait and see. So let's just use our common sense. So Quinn literally took our defense from franchise worst to top 2, and he couldn't get the one guy that he was banging the table for. But boss, that's not going to happen to Zimmer, boss. Boss, they wouldn't do Zimmer like that, boss. Come on now, you're too negative. Come on, boss. You need to, come on, learn to be positive, boss. And this is the sad part. This gonna probably make y'all mad. I forgot I did this, but I predicted that Quinn was gonna leave. I did a show, man. The Dallas Cowboys front office likely running off Dan Quinn and don't even know it. Boss, you was being negative. Boss, I was just looking at it just from common sense. I'm like, I was just thinking like, and I'm gonna show you the video. I'm gonna show you 5 minutes of the video. You gonna be like, oh my God. Like, bruh, just use your common sense. You done built this defense and you saying, we need one more piece. We just need one more piece. I need one guy. I need my guy. And we can win it all. And they say, nope, let's go with our guy. Let's go with a guy who had an injury history that's worse than Sean Lee. Nope. Shut up, Dan Quinn. How do you not say, get me up out of here? Check this out. Let me turn off this music. Check this out. Yeah, welcome to the Boss Cowboy Measured Kool-aid report, and this one is very important. Don't sleep on this one. This is one you got to stay with because I'm going to build a case on this, because from what I'm seeing, Dan Quinn is trying to get up out of Dallas. Just being honest, Dan Quinn is trying to get up out of Dallas. I warned about this when I did a video on Anthony Barr, and a lot of this stuff, and I'm going to have that video in the description. Obviously, for people that been keeping up, Dan Quinn has been lobbying, obviously, for a middle linebacker, and he hasn't gotten it. He been lobbying for a veteran. I already showed y'all the article where it showed that Dan Quinn himself was in talks with Bobby Wagner. And then I said, this is why I warned just like I did that he was gonna have to respond. I also warned, saying in this video, keeping it real, I also warned that if you know that you real close and you need one key piece, the middle linebacker, and you got a guy that wants to play for you, won a Super Bowl with you, a leader that can also mold this young developing linebacker core, and Steven didn't get it done. That was to me when Dan Quinn was like, I got to get up out of here. And I warned that was going to happen, because how can you do what Dan Quinn did and built that defense the way that he did. And then I'm basically telling you, I'm in talks right now, Steven, with Bobby Wagner. He wants to come here. He wants to play for me, but you don't get it done. That communicates to Dan Quinn that y'all not serious about trying to win the Super Bowl, because I needed a key piece, and it was the same piece that I warned Boss Cowboy Sports, I warned that we needed. And behind the scenes, Dan Quinn was saying the same thing. I put it in my book before any of this happened that the number one need was middle linebacker. When you look at the injury history of LVE, trying to keep Parsons as a protected queen on the chessboard, and a whole lot of other dominoes that made sense. So now that's why you hearing him say at the beginning of the season, and I'm just keeping it real, if you can't handle the truth, I can't do nothing for you. But that's why he now saying there will be a time when I'm definitely interested. And that's
see, remember Dan Quinn starts saying it's gonna be a time where he was giving the clues, I want up out of here. These balls are not serious.
Why you hearing it now? Because he watching it unfold. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the same thing Mike McCarthy was doing on that Rich Eisen interview. He was putting it out there that if I get clipped by this front office, he wanted the whole world to know what was really going on so that I can get a future head coaching job. Dan Quinn is also doing that same thing right now. He letting everybody know I'm interested. So once I get past this season, call me.
Was I lying? But see, we mad at Dan Quinn right now. Nash rumors out there that he didn't like linebackers, that he sabotaged us. Nah.
And this is the sad part. It's not because they just ambitious and want to be head coaches other places. They want to win a Super Bowl here. They being ran off. And they being ran off based on how they been treated. Just being honest. You like, I'm Dan Quinn. Hey, just give me this middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner. His cap hit gonna only be $4 million with the Rams. He done already showed me his contract. Let's match that and let's get to this Super Bowl. Oh no, we need to make sure we get him at the right price. And Dan over here like, what? Bobby Wagner came off a career and y'all talking about haggling over price? Yeah. So that's what's going on. So, I mean, a lot of people go probably come in this and be like, oh, well, it's a conspiracy theory. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Was it a conspiracy theory? Huh? Or was it just common sense of reading the tea leaves and understanding human emotions?
Show right when I said Mike McCarthy was gonna have to speak out in the public, and he sure did. And that don't happen. I said he was gonna have to if he was gonna try to win his team back, and he did. So I'm keeping a lookout for this, and this is why I warned the future of Dan Quinn is gonna depend on the performance of those linebackers. Did, and that don't happen. I said he was gonna have to if he was gonna try to win his team back, and he did. So I'm keeping a lookout for this, and this is why I warned the future of Dan Quinn is gonna depend on the performance of those linebackers. I already said that. I said it clear as day. It's gonna depend on the performance of those linebackers and Will McClay being able to get bargain linebackers to work, because he will not and does not have no faith in his front office. I'm gonna say that again, and I'm saying it way before it happened, and I'm not trying to be I told you so.
Oh my God. August 3rd, 2022. I'm trying to warn y'all way before it happened. Boss, don't be negative on Zimmer. Don't be negative, boss. Boss, let's wait till it play out. You don't see him doing the same thing? You don't see him begging for a one tech? Boss, come on now. Keep the hope alive. All I'm doing is reading these tea leaves and I'm putting it out there as it is. But this is definitely Measured Kool-Aid from the Measured Kool-Aid report. And y'all keep y'all eyes on this stuff because I'm definitely keeping my eyes on this stuff. And y'all also make sure y'all like. So, this is what we getting down to, okay? This is why we got to be serious. We got to be serious executives about this. We can't be no cheerleaders when it comes to this. We got to be serious about this. Because I've been showing y'all that Zimmer has been putting out very clear signals that he does not trust the current D-tackle room. Steve say, I mean, what can you do? This is a very good question. So this is why you should share the content. You should tag media people. You should tag coaches. You should, like, to just sit back, they're gonna do what they want to do. Cheering them on is not gonna work, y'all. I'm just letting you know. Cheering them. Listen, when you an executive, it's where we gotta know. You gotta know, hey, bro, we go piss some people off. It's some people that don't like BossCowboySports. And I'm okay with that. Because I know I mean well and that I'm really trying to win.
Bringing real back. He speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
So I know pissing people off comes with being a boss. Listen, you can't be a boss and not piss people off. You can't be an executive without pissing people off. Somebody go come in late and you gonna have to check them for that.
Run it up.
Because you are the person that's holding people accountable. Because you are a boss. You are an executive. You are not a cheerleader. Now, if you just want to pom-pom, okay, well, this ain't the channel. This is not the movement for you. But if you want to win, what can we do? Let's get active. When you hear shows like this, it starts with the little things, hitting the like button. But more than that, hit the share button. Tag somebody every now and then. It's a lot of people that have no idea what I'm talking about. It's because they are not researched like I have. So are we gonna be serious or not? Because I'm sick of I love the Cowboys. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. Oh, this is my team. But you do nothing. You quiet as a mouse. You sit back and let them do whatever they want to do. And you do nothing. But you know what y'all do? Some of y'all, especially the cheerleaders, they get mad at me. They get mad at Tuck. When we was warning about Green Bay and we was warning saying, hey, bro, take this team serious, bro. Nah, I'm not. No, I don't care if we won 17 games in a row at home. That's junk science. Do not believe that they gonna be happy because they just made the playoffs. No, There's no grown man that's in the playoffs that's just like, I'm happy to be here. No. They was there to whoop us. Yeah. Oh, boss, just say you're scared. Just say you're scared. Oh, for real? Yeah. So then when we get slapped in the mouth, it was like, bro, this is why I was saying this, bro. Another reason I was saying what I was saying, we play bad when the environment is saying we supposed to win. Y'all ain't noticed that yet? We almost always choke when we are overly favored. Like Arizona. Like Arizona twice. Every time we favored, we get to eating the cheese and we trip. I hated the environment. I couldn't stand it. I hated it. Everybody was cocky. Oh, we getting ready to beat them. We getting ready to blow them out. That's the wrong message, bro. That is the wrong message if you know your team. If you know your team, Coach Marv always said it best. You got to keep this team humble even when you believe in them. That's if you know your team. Even if you loving them, you got to show me next week. Show me next week. That's how you got to treat this team. Even when you love this team, because that's moving like an executive. When you're an executive, when you're a boss, I change what I gotta be to get the best out of you. If being a jerk make you work harder, guess what kind of boss I am? If putting my hand or my arm on your shoulder and whispering in your ear and encourage you, get the best out of you, guess what kind of boss I am? But some of us got one style, cheerleaders. Nah, we got to be able to change. We got to be serious. So what can we do? Take real action. Enough just listening to shows like this, walking out like it's church. Like, that was a good sermon. But did you hit the like? Did you share? Did you tag anybody? Did you put this into any Facebook groups? What did you do other than just clap? See, because Boss Cowboy by himself is good. But Boss Cowboy with an army of executives, unstoppable. Unstoppable. Yeah, it's cool that y'all see I'm ready to fight. Y'all see I will sit up here and bang. I speak my mind, I ain't afraid.
Bring it real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
But what are we together? I say the same story every time. One of the main reasons we got Brian brought us on the show is because we had a shooter tag him. And told me he was going to tag him. Because he said what he said about Dak DNA. And I said, I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to respond to that. It was very respectful because I've been watching Brother, so I already kind of know how he move, right? Where if he wrong, he'd admit it. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I wasn't going to go in there and just shoot him down. But I wanted to clarify my thoughts on it. And one of the shooters, he said, you do that video, I'm going to tag him. I said, well, go get ready because I'm going to do the video. And I did the video and he tagged him. Brian Brothers hit us up. What's up? Let's talk. One person took action. One. That's what we can do together. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take us moving together. Learning how to be a team. Not just somebody that just support Boss Cowboy Sports with a like. Or support another channel that's... If you see another channel that's really bringing the truth, speaking their mind, share it.
Bring it real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
That's what we can do. It's not hopeless if we move together. It's hopeless if we move as individuals. it's hopeless if we just succumb to the philosophy of, boss, just cheer them on, boss. Come on, you guys. Let's just cheer them on. Let's just cheer. It's our job to cheer. Well, Stephen Jones gonna say, thank you, sucker. You support me and I do whatever I want to do. That's called abuse. You go cheer for me and I get to just be reckless on my decisions with my own guys. I get to throw tags that make no sense. I get to, pick Gallup coming off ACL surgery and tell y'all to y'all face, yeah, y'all don't even know. The fans go wake up and they go look up and they gonna be like, ooh, Gallup was a good decision. And the whole time we looking at him gimping around like, huh? What? He up here gimping. You selling us. Now this is in training camp. You telling, you see how they do you? You see how they do you? Y'all go look up and y'all not gonna even miss Amari Cooper. Man, this dude is barely coming out his breaks and what? Nah, but nothing, boss. Be positive. Cheer him on. Just cheer. Your cheers is going to bring him along, boss. If you cheer loud enough, your good attitude and your good spirit is going to just leak into his knee and turn him into Amari Cooper. Boss, I thought you knew. Come on, boss. Be positive. Nah. Nah. So let me keep going though, because I got some more, because I'm really trying to bring this home on why we gotta be willing to fight this and why we gotta be executives on this. We can't be just cheerleaders on this. It's a couple of more stories. I'm gonna be fast on these and then I'm gonna kind of get to the point. Going back to Bobby Wagner, this is also something that I want us to be very focused on. Hold on, we got Star in the building. Maybe pause real quick, recognize the OG. She said, you right, boss. We as content creators have to hold front office accountable for the dumb decision. If we had Amari, we make Super Bowl. Exactly. We make Super Bowl in 2022 and 23, firmly believe it. And see, not only that, Star, I said this earlier, it's not even just Amari. Add Amari in with Bobby Wagner. It's the compound effect of these decisions. It's not even just one. It's when you compound them. When you start putting them together. So some people say, I don't think Amari would have made a difference, Boss and Star. Shut up. You guys are just negative. But then when you say, all right, what about Bobby Wagner? With Amari. Napping. You know what? I think that would have made a difference. Well, that's what we played with. That's what we, and that's why Quinn wanted up out of here. So if anybody like, Quinn shut down. Yeah, I see why he shut down. Like, man, I'm trying to get up out of here, man. These dudes out here. Just think about how we did Quinn. I want y'all to can we use our common sense just for just 1 second? I know we mad at Quinn, but just imagine for 2 years, you've been fighting for your guy for 2 years, and you going into this game knowing they getting ready to run the ball on you. Same, bro. Keep it real. You wouldn't be trying to get up out of here. And the fans saying, Quinn don't like linebackers. Quinn don't. And he like, huh? Excuse me? Excuse me. He just like little linebackers. Excuse me. These articles literally say they was in direct talks this was a real thing. We had conversations. I love Dan Quinn and have a lot of respect for him. This was over 2 years ago. See, this is a good question. Boss, why do you think they caved and gave Zim Hendricks? DQ was favorable, but they denied him twice. I think they was honestly protecting the LVE. Yeah. That's why, to me, they cleared out the linebacker room. Because Evans wasn't treated fair, was he? Harper wasn't treated fair, was he? Jabril Cox wasn't treated fair, was he? Our real competition to LVE was eliminated. Just think about it. Yeah. And then he got hurt. So you done cleared out the whole. And see, this is the thing. I'm gonna tell you what I fear they go do to Zimmer. I'm just being real. This is what I fear they go do to Zimmer. I see y'all super chats. I'm gonna take them in just a second. Have y'all seen? Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. God damn. Have y'all seen Raw? If you haven't, you gotta look up Raw. Just Google Raw with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy had one of the classic punchlines when he was talking about his mama, right? And he was talking about his mama growing up, being a kid, wanting McDonald's, right? And he said, my mama thought she could cook anything. And so he was talking about the dilemmas of being a poor kid, wanting stuff like McDonald's, and having a mama that will force on him stuff he really didn't want, because she was basically being cheap, basically. Man, that story of McDonald's and Raw and Eddie Murphy is perfectly the story of Stephen Jones with his coaches. You got Dan Quinn over here wanting his McDonald's, deserve his McDonald's, and you know what Stephen Jones, his mama, throw at him? Yeah, yeah, bell pepper burgers. And see, that's what I'm afraid they go do. That's what I think they go. See, that's why I'm keeping my eyes open, man. Don't do Zimmer like that. See, listen, y'all gotta be able to look at history, man. Look at the history of how they do their coaches. Look how they do their coaches. This man is out there begging for DT. Begging. Boss, they're gonna get a DT. Listen, no, listen. I want McDonald's DT, okay? Don't play with me though. Don't play with me. Don't go get me no bell pepper burger like you did Dan Quinn. Don't go give me no, yeah. Nah, I want the real McDonald's. Don't play with me. Boss, they wouldn't do that. Come on, Mozzie just had surgery. It's gonna take him 4 to 6 months to recover, boss. There's no way they're that crazy. Or are they? That's why you got to put pressure on them, bro. You can't just cheer this. You can't just cheer for this. You got to be a man about this. And see, you got to be a woman about this. See, especially when Will McClay tell you to your face, if you pick them, you have to. They telling you to your face, we are going to force these guys. And the fan base, you gotta say in response,
oh hell no! No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
you can't sit back and just cheer this along. You ain't go just happy out of this. You ain't go happy out of this. You gotta agitate them out of this. They gotta see that you angry about this. They also gotta see that you understand this. Don't be over here telling me, oh, we over here, the only reason we didn't get Bobby Wagner was because of the price. But you overspent on Schultz, you overspent on Tony Pollard, and you overspent on Michael Gallup, all by wasteful, gross amounts. So you spend the money, you just spend it how you want to spend it. So how about stop forcing the our guys philosophy and start using some common sense on what makes your team better? Because yes, you do go all in. You just go all in for who and what you want to. And yes, he did go all in. Even last year, he did it on the red shirts. This is very aggressive. And we saying it wrong. He not all in. Yeah, they all in. It's just aggressive. It's very aggressive. It's matter of fact, too aggressive. He's so aggressive that they did nothing in free agency. Nothing. And even your D coordinator is having interviews. And the very first question is, what do you think about your team? And he say, we are short-staffed. Boss, come on now. Boss, it's going to be fine, boss. See, I need to be more specific. Don't even just go get a DT. Go get McDonald's. Because if you say go get a DT, they going to say, yeah, we got you a DT. Yeah, we got you a linebacker. Shut up, Quinn. Shut up. We got you. Now, did you go get what I asked for? I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. Now, your defense was literally the worst in your franchise history. In 1 year, it was number one. But you don't trust my judgment? Shut your mouth, Quinn. Take this burger. Shut up. Take this injury-prone burger. Because he's our guy. And you got to win the way we want you to win. I'm gonna just show you one more, and I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I'm gonna just show you a couple of more, because this is a culture. This is not a one-off. Because see, the problem is people look at the Bobby Wagner and they think, oh, they look at it in a vacuum. Oh, they just come on, boss. You say, what do I think of Linval Joseph? This is a good question. I haven't finished looking at his film. From the first game that I watched, to be all the way honest, but I have to see more. And see, the connection that they go try to do with that one is, oh, he played for Zim before. That was 5 years ago. 5. You know, I just don't listen. To me, I'm gonna be honest. It looked like they trying to force Mazda out there. They trying to. That's what it looked like to me. That just, you know, that's what it looked like to me. It's like, yeah, we gonna go get you a DT, but you know, it's gonna be one of these old, you know, because we don't want to bring in no real competition. Cause see, if you would have got Bobby Wagner, everybody know what would have happened to LVE. Everybody know LVE would have been pushed to the curb, and rightfully so. This man literally almost doubles the tackles of LVE. Got you sacks and interceptions, and is 5 years older. Still way more durable. And he would have been a real perfect leader for that young linebacker room. But let me go to this, because I'm just kind of showing y'all how toxic this culture is and why we got to fight against it. We can't sit back and just hope everything go be okay. Dante Fowler is another example to where our guys' philosophy greatly failed us. Okay. So in this article, you'll see something that's very disturbing. You'll see let me just read it, man. Let me make it big so y'all can see it. One of the most underrated Cowboy free agents in 2023 is defensive end Dante Fowler. In his first season with Dallas, Fowler tied for third on the team in sacks and contributed much despite a lesser share in the pass rushing rotation. Was it enough to earn the veteran another contract with the Cowboys? I see your super chat, B-Bird. I'm finna take the super chats in just 1 second once I finish this. Fowler and DeMarcus Lawrence both finished the year with 6 sacks each. They trailed only Micah Parsons and Dorrance Armstrong, who had 13.5 and 8.5 sacks, respectively, which mean in the order of how they listed it. Going deeper into the pass rush stats, you'll find Fowler second on the team with 11 QB hurries. Parsons led with 13. You also see Fowler and Lawrence tied for second with 21 pressures. Parsons led with 41. Now, this is the key part that a lot of people never talked about enough, and it pisses me off because we failed as a community. What makes this more impressive is when you take into account how much less Fowler was on the field than his teammates. So when you look at that much production and you look at the few amount of times they played Fowler, that clearly says ramp him up. Because you got him on par with Micah Parsons on pressure rates, sack productions, and all kind of things per snap. But yet, he only was getting 343 snaps. So with you having a ratio from sacks to pressures and all of that so high, that would mean likely the next year he got ramped up, right? Because production is obvious, right? He should have got ramped up, right? The following year, he did not. He still had way less snaps than our guy, Armstrong. That should have been obvious. Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's not just these guys in the vacuum. It's the results of if you add it up. If you add up, what if you would have gave Fowler more reps with as effective as he was? What if you would have had Bobby Wagner on top of that with Amari Cooper on top of that? See, when you start adding up all the what ifs, you can see how the forcing of our guys is toxic and contention killing and worthy of major discussions. And let's not talk about some more, because I ain't gonna get into this and keep going, because I can keep going. Y'all remember Noah, a former first rounder? Did he ever get a chance? Oh, boss, he just wasn't good. Okay. Did Rashawn Evans ever get a chance? While Clark was playing bad and LV? Did they ever get a chance?
Oh, hell no.
Do y'all remember Josh Ball getting a starting right tackle over Avion Collins? And worse, he even got the starting right tackle over Jason Peters versus the Texans. They just threw him out there. Yeah, why? Because he was our guy. And if those guys can just get some reps, if those guys could just get out there, they're going to be able to show what they can do. Cowboy fans, you know, they don't know no better. If they if we just give Josh Ball his reps, Stephen Jones is too all in on these. Yeah, he is. Yeah, it goes too far. Yeah, for the most part, I give Will McClay, Stephen Jones, and Jerry. They do good with the all in, but then there's a tendency to where they get outright goofy and they start super overreaching. Your whole knee can be broke off. You can be gimping around and they'll say, you know what? I think he might be just as good as Amari. Just something tells me when the fans look at Gallup, they're going to put 2 and 2 together. But boss, they wouldn't do this to Zim. Come on, boss. You shouldn't worry so much, boss. Come on, boss. Let it play out, boss. Boss. Boss, I'm gonna unsubscribe.
You can't handle the truth.
We did whole film breakdowns, literally. Real film breakdowns. Like the ones to where you show every rep, not highlights, not lowlights. Every rep, graded every rep, side by side, live, in front of everybody. You could clearly see that Collins was way better than Ball. It was clear. It was super clear. Who did they keep? Who did they move on from? The tape don't lie. You can clearly see where the running backs was having their running success in what's supposed to be an evaluation, which is preseason. The two players that got the most reps out of all players on the team was Ball and Collins. This is way bigger than Bobby Wagner. This is way bigger than Gallup versus Amari. This is a culture. And see, this is the thing, man. I know I'm going to be rewarded for being the type of person that I am. I know it. Because first of all, I am rewarded. I get a lot of loyal people that watch me. I get a lot of quality super chats from people that watch me. You know why? People can see that I'm being honest. They can see I don't Goldilocks for them. I don't Goldilocks for nobody. So yeah, and I know exactly how to grow, bro. Listen, I know exactly how to grow. I know what y'all want to hear right now. If I gave y'all what y'all want to hear, my numbers, my at least subscriptions would go through the roof. But my credibility and my honesty will start taking a turn to some. I would be more popular, but I wouldn't be as effective. I want to be effective. And it's going to pay off. Because this is the one thing I know. When you're a real executive and when you really talk like a boss, you know who like it? Real bosses. Real bosses want you to be honest with them. See, that cheerleading, that work on middle management. That work on them lower level managers. But when you dealing with them higher ups, they want you to be direct. Be respectful, but be direct. Tell them straight up, that's a bad idea. This is why. I see what you was trying to do there, but this is why. That's gonna tank the company. We have to embrace AI. Yes, we are going to lose 20,000 employees, but we're going to save this company. Yes, we need to go in that direction. And that's what type of people we need. But that's also the type of people we attract on this channel. Just keeping it real. So hold on real quick. Let me take these super chats real quick, man. Y'all been patient on that. So let's get to it. All right, so my boy DeShannon kicked in with a $10 holler, man. I appreciate it, DeShannon, man. Also, I appreciate you, bro. The text, everything that you do, the encouragement. You know, I get texts from my brother. You know, he send me encouraging texts, man, and sometimes I be needing that, man. You know, you know, everybody need encouragement every now and then. My boy DeShannon said, this topic is why I'm not fired up for the season. My heart has been ripped apart. Well, DeShannon, this is the thing. This does not mean that the season is over, okay? This is just what we gotta keep pressure on about, okay? We can still end up being good. We can get lucky. We can. My thing is, I need to stay, and we all need to stay diligent on watching the moves of front office and putting pressure on them to do the right thing, because we saw them do the wrong thing. And I'm being honest, we saw them do the wrong thing to Dan Quinn. And I literally said it was gonna run him off. And I said I understood. I was like, man, ain't no way. I just put, all I did was I put myself in his shoes. I'm over here and I took your trash defense that was literally the worst in your whole franchise history, and I only in 1 year took it up to number 1. You can at least respect my judgment when I'm asking and begging for one guy. Because y'all get everything else you want. You draft, you do all of that. But I need you to bend your our guys rule for just one time. I need Bobby Wagner over your guy LVE. And they didn't. And they ran off the other linebackers, and his whole name was Mud. So for all the people that say he didn't believe in linebackers, who was the person that got Harper? Who's the person that got Jabril Cox? Wasn't it Evans under his? Yeah. But see, he can't control whether they're fired. And so sometimes you're like, man, get me up out of here, man. And see, boys. So anyway, no, don't lose hope. This is just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. That's what this show is about. And put pressure on them. The pressure is get Zimmer McDonald's. Share the content and say, get this man McDonald's. Do not go get him a green pepper DT burger. When you know this man is begging. Don't go give him one of them old mama homemade burgers. This man is saying he want a DT McDonald's. So our mission is as executives is to put the pressure, share the content, hit the like button, push the content out, spread the awareness, get us out the closet. The other super chat, he said the question has to ask, why do they like the Our Guys philosophy? It's because they want to be right more than they want to win. Let's talk about this. This is I'm gonna go back to the super chats, but let's talk about it. Said, boss, my issue with Quinn is that he had 2 times to leave and he stayed this last year to gather the disgruntled players and employees. We had to run stopping packages, but he didn't call them versus Green Bay. All I can say is, man, in my opinion, it's a reason why them boys ran up out of here, coaches and all. And it's nothing better than to stick it to a former bad boss. Think about it. Just really think about it. For those of us who had bad bosses, right? Where we can get it done, but y'all keep getting in the way. It is nothing more than I will want than to tear your team apart, to tear your company apart. Think about it. If we really put ourselves in his shoes, it's like, man. And see, think about it. Think about it. They could have made life hell on Dan Quinn. They publicly put out there that they offered Quinn the job. So let's think about that from common sense. Let's just think about this. I see you super chat, bro. So Jerry and them, let's say, go to you in private and say, hey man, if it don't work out with Mike McCarthy, we gonna give you the job. Now you like, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna keep doing my job. I'm gonna keep my head down. I'm gonna stay focused. But obviously, you ain't gonna tell Mike McCarthy. You just kind of keep that to yourself and keep working. Then all of a sudden, you hear in the public, yeah, we offered Dan Quinn a job. Now, who got to deal with that on a daily basis now? Who got to deal with that? Just thank God Mike McCarthy was low ego. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you he wasn't like most men or most women that get insecure and start feeling threatened. That's why Dan Quinn went to him and was like, do I need to go take one of these jobs, man? Cause he like, bro, man, this whole environment is, I see where you coming from, Star, but I'm also can see where Dan Quinn coming from. Like just keeping it real to where you like, bro, these boys. So since they gonna mess it up anyway, I might as well raid them. For real. These boys, man, I might as well listen. Let me sabotage this game and get up out of here, man. I don't want to be here no more. I don't trust these dudes. I'm out. Let me go. They gonna mess it up, man. These dudes got me out here with these puny linebackers, and I'm out here getting blamed for it. Man, get me out of here, man. Let me go and sabotage this. Hey, man, y'all play some off-man coverage. We usually play 70% press, man. Y'all gonna play off today. We gonna play 70%. Let's get me up out of here, bro. These goofy dudes turning down dudes over they favorites, and this dude got literally the leading tackler 2 years in a row. And we over here. Oh, man, get me up out of here, man. So, let me go back to these super chats. I'm keeping it real though, y'all, man. This is just, listen, I'm loyal to the Cowboys, but I'm also thinking about it man, bro, like how would I really feel, bro? I'd be like, I said it before he left. I said it before Dan Quinn. I say, man, Dan Quinn is going up out of here. And I don't blame him. I said it in 22. I said it August 3rd, 2022. And then Deshaun said, yes, boss. And that's why I want to see changes that the front office and coaches go all in. Yeah, let's just keep the pressure on them. That's all it is. Listen, I don't want nobody to quit, because if you, not you, DeShannon, but anybody, I don't want nobody to quit, because if you quit, you missed the whole point of this whole show. The whole point of this show is we gotta actually get even tougher, because only executives can defeat the Our Guys philosophies. Only real serious Cowboy fans can defeat this. We got to be organized. We can't be crybabies. We have to do real research. We have to have real answers. We have to be able to really show this. We have to have a plan. Like after shows like this, make sure that we increase the engagement. Make sure that we, build relationships with other content creators, even the ones that don't like you, that's okay. You still got to build relationships, because our voices are strong together. So I might even know you don't like me, and that's cool. That's fine. But because I want to win, I still go build a relationship with you, because I know if me and you are on the same team, especially on this particular topic, we're going to move this in the nation, and stuff is going to start being done about it. We have to move like bosses. We have to move like real women and real men. We can't do the cheerleader. Let's hope. Let's everything will be okay. We can't do it that way. We can't bully J Tuck because he honestly feel like Philly did better in the draft. Oh, just become a Philly fan. I say Tyler Guyton is telegraphing his punches. God, Jesus Christ! Can a man just work in peace without you always critiquing every? You think I'm saying something because I want to be negative, bro? No, I'm saying it because I want him to fix it so he don't get countered. God, Jesus Christ! Can a man just work on his punch in peace? Not if it's wrong. Nah, I'm gonna disrupt it. I'm gonna say, hey, bro, you doing that wrong. Hey, yeah. Who do you think you are? Well, somebody that cared enough about this team to say something. Who do you think you are trying to check me for trying to help my team? Nah. And then we start hating each other. We start looking at each other. Yeah. Because you want me to be a cheerleader and I want you to be executive. Well, we need to be together. We need to join forces. So, yeah, so B Bird, let me go back to his super chats because he left a couple of them. He said, oh no, we read that one. That was a good one too, B Bird. And then B Bird on his other super chat said, the Joneses put their finger on the scale for their guys. I've been saying it, bro. And I say it the exact same way you said it, bro. They do put their finger on the scale. I see you super chat, DeShannon. That's exactly what they do. They put their finger on the, yeah. Queen, you right. They not like us. You right. And we just got to put the pressure, respectfully too. Respectfully. It's better when we do it respectful because then they'll probably listen. If we too disrespectful, even when we telling the truth, it'll go on deaf ears. It's just what it is. B Bird said the Joneses put their finger on the scale for their guys. LVE is everything that's wrong with this culture. I 1,000,000% agree. You can see the thumb. You can see them putting a thumb on the scale. Evans not getting a real chance. Harper is just all of a sudden cut after LV had a horrible game versus Arizona. Everybody that really, really researched the difference between Bobby Wagner and LVE knew Bobby Wagner just was a super upgrade. Yeah. So, but that's the culture we got to fight against. My boy M said with a super chat, he said, how many of our blemishes would be disguised if we had to embrace the our guys philosophy? I think the blemishes are still disguised. I don't think a lot of people see it. That's why you need shows like this where I go through the evidence and I show you where Steven himself said we couldn't have kept Amari if we would have got rid of Gallup. I got to show it. And then I got to show the film on Avion versus Ball. You got to add it all up. You got to show the waste, right? Because a lot of people are fooled by them. And they fooled. It's a lot of people think, well, they don't spend in free agency because they trying to save money for the big hits like Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak. So they have to be frugal. That's the reason why they don't spend money in free agency. And then you go look and say, actually, they do. Matter of fact, they're riverboat gamblers. They're actually like very aggressive. Too aggressive. So people need shows like this where I make the case. I make the whole case and say, all right. And then after we make the case, then we got to organize about fighting back. And it's because the sad thing is that they're close. That's the saddest thing about this whole situation. All of us been in relationships where we really love somebody, and y'all was just a few problems away from it really working. That's kind of how this is. Cause they do a great job of drafting. They do a great job of bringing in the talent. The problem is they just not fair to the talent once it's here. It was a great job to go get Amari Cooper. You just start under targeting him. It was a great job that you lost Randy Gregory and you fumbled the ball, just fumbled. But then you went out there and got a better value with Fowler. You just didn't treat it right. It was a great value to find Avion Collins. And when he beat out Ball, you just didn't treat it right. You had a chance to greatly improve your defense, but you were so aggressive on our guys, you stuck with the injury-prone LVE over the superior linebacker that's a future, easily first ballot Hall of Fame linebacker. This hurts the worst because y'all close and y'all play this game. I can see if y'all was bad. No, you had 3 12-5 teams to where a few of these moves would have made the difference, or just treating the guys fairly that was already here. That's what hurt the worst. So, a couple of more super chats. Then I'm gonna take some calls. Hopefully y'all call in today. My boy comments and say, how does a chemical engineer degree translate to the NFL and grant CEO of the richest franchise? Yeah, the chemical engineer degree, I think, does a good job. I think the problem is he can't get fired, and he moved like that. He moved like he can't get fired. So I would mix in there the chemical engineer mixed with the silver spoon. That's what messes him up. Jerry would never do it, but one of the best things Jerry should have ever did, he should have fired his own son. None of us would do it. None of us would fire our own son. But that would have been the best thing. If he was tough enough to fire his own son, especially when he jacked him up, he wouldn't be as reckless, in my opinion, trying to be right. Because he would know his daddy would do what he has to do. But none of us would do that. So that means we gotta hope that he learns this on his own. That he comes to this on his own, which is obviously also a long shot. My last super chat came from JC. He say, love the show, keep up the great work, man. Also, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. So y'all know what it is, man. We finna take some calls. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I've been opening up these phone lines. Y'all been hurt my feelings. Y'all don't call in. I don't know what I did to y'all. You know. But hey, also if you ain't got nothing to say, don't call in. I will say that too. Cause I don't feel like and you ain't saying nothing. But I'm finna open up these phone lines, man. Y'all call in. Let's go.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby, down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me.
Let's go. Oh man, filling up quick. I love it. Y'all give me 1 second. This Shannon, you live.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Hey, what I meant by that is, just like you said, 3 seasons of 12-5, right?
Yeah.
And each one of these seasons, you would think they would learn after each one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean is yes, of course, I bleed silver and blue, but my problem is that they keep meddling. They keep messing with the system and not putting the right people in. And, you know, it is a situation where, you know, they're not really going all in when they don't put in the person that's playing the best, or who. It doesn't matter where you got drafted. If someone's playing better on the field, then let them play more.
Right.
Quit going for all this favoritism and the front office meddling. That's what's got me depressed.
Yeah.
I still love my team, and I'm waiting for them to see. I just want to see a change for me to be fired up. Because I've been watching this a long time. I've been bleeding this color since I was 5 years old, and I'll never stop being a Cowboys fan. I'm just fed up with it, and I think more and more needs to be done about this.
Yeah.
And you're right. By putting more and more pressure on them, hopefully they'll make some changes. But we haven't seen it. I mean, we're going back to Amari Cooper. We can go way further back behind that. Or, you know, just what we've seen this last year.
Yeah.
You know, they say they're going all in. But, hey, if you're going all in, then play the players that are doing the best. If they're only getting a third of the reps of the other guys, then give them the lion's share.
Right.
Let's win something here, baby. Let's win.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Good call to Shannon, man.
So, all right, brother. Sorry, a little compassion, or, you know, a lot of compassion on this, but hey, I love what you're doing, boss. Keep it up.
Thank you, man.
All right, brother.
All right.
All right, you're welcome.
Good call by the Shannon. Let me lock these phones real quick.
The conference has been locked.
Queen.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
Queen. How you doing?
All right. How are you, boss?
Good.
I tell you, I can't stand them Eagles fans. But and I will always be a Cowboys fan. But one thing that I can say about the Eagles fans is a lot of the bullshit that our cheerleading ass Cowboys fans put up with, Eagles fans will not put up with. They raise holy shit in Philly. If we was to have somebody like Stephen Jones running the team, they wouldn't care if it was the owner, the GM, or whoever. They would raise hell in Philly behind their bullshit.
Ooh, Queen, you would. Oh, I hate to say that you right. I hate to say it, but you right. You right. That's one thing about them Eagles, man. They, like, I watched how Lord Brunson handled that, how they finished the season. I was impressed. I was like, bruh, he called out the same players that he networked with.
Yeah, you got to.
You got to
call people out on their bullshit.
Yes.
You know
I was
what
impressed.
I'm saying? I mean, you can't, I mean, yeah, Stephen Jones is his son, but I'm telling you, I find his ass. If he was my damn son, I find his ass so goddamn quick, sit his ass on that MF and bench, put Charlotte ahead of him, and teach his ass. that he can't run this team any damn way he feel like running. He got to run it the way it need to be run. Because if I know anything, I believe Charlotte would make everybody, all them Joneses, sit down and bring some people in that knew how to run a damn team and let them do what needs to be done. Because Steven don't know what the hell he damn doing. He never has known. And like they say, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. And that our guy philosophy, I'm so glad you came up with that. But we need to start raising holy hell on them damn Joneses because I'm tired. It's been too damn long and I'm tired, and it ain't the player's fault. Shit don't roll uphill like one of your
Rico.
Who's that guy that called?
Rico say that. Yeah.
It don't roll uphill. It rolls downhill.
That's right.
And it's from the top.
Yep.
And we need to start bringing heat on their asses.
Yep.
And come together on that and stop fighting each other and get on their ass. And that's all I call about. And thanks for taking my call, boss.
Man, this boy, I'm gonna clip this call out. You killed it. Ooh, you killed this. Woo, Queen, man. Y'all clap it up for Queen, man. She smoked it. Oh, man. Good call, Queen. God, dog. Ooh, she woke me all the way up. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit sleepy. Man, she woke me up. I'm ready for these next two. We got Joe and B Bird. They go finish it strong. What's up, Joe?
What's going on, boss? Look, first of all, I want to say thank you for opening my eyes because I'm not just a Cowboy fan anymore. I'm a smarter Cowboy fan because of the new media. Okay?
Yeah.
And look, I live about 8.5 hours away from Dallas, so I live closer to Houston, San Antonio, and people tell me, oh, you should root for the Spurs. You should root for the Astros. Nope, I'm Dallas in my heart. My second point is this. You got the Mavs in the Western Conference Finals, and you got the Stars in the Western Conference Finals. That doesn't give you motivation to wake up?
Man.
Like, for real. The Rangers just won the World Series. The Rangers spent over $500 million on Marcus Semien and Corey Seager because they stayed aggressive.
Right.
But the Dallas Mavericks went there and traded for Kyrie Irving, P.J. Washington, and Derek Jones Jr. because they saw that they needed big man help, and they went and got what they needed. Why can't the Cowboys do that? You're really gonna let your neighbors be better than you? Man. And then you got Cowboy fans fighting each other. Why? We gotta stick together, man.
Yeah.
I hate Philly, but that's why at the same time I love Philly because they don't stand for bullshit.
That's
like
true.
The Les Hunter said. We do.
That's true. It's just true, man. Like, I never in my life would want to ever say, in some ways, we need to be like Philly.
I never want to say that, but
it's true. It is. On that, it's true. Yeah,
and
like, we too divided. We'll wait. Philly will come together and speak with one voice on stuff that don't make sense. They will all speak, like, together. Versus we'll be mugging each other. You got the cheerleaders hating the executives hating the cheerleaders. You got Romo versus Dak and Dak versus Romo. We got Pollard versus Zeke and Zeke versus Pollard. Like, man, it's only us that do that BS.
Exactly. It's only us. Why? Because we're America's team. We're the #1 sports brand in the world. Screw all that. I don't want to be the most popular. I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I want. It's like you got the Yankees doing it too. We're like the Yankees.
No, Joe.
But anyway, boss, that's all I got.
Man, good call, Joe. Man, all the calls of y'all bringing it today, bro. I don't know what got it to y'all, man. Y'all ate y'all Wheaties.
Hey, but thank you, boss, for giving us not what we want to hear, for giving us what we need to hear. That's all I got.
All day. My boy Trey said we don't need to be nothing like Bum Philly.
All right, boss.
All right, Joe. All right, we got B Bird. B Bird, give me 1 second. You live, B.
Hey, what's up, boss? How you doing, brother?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I want to give a scenario just for everybody out there. So everybody that got a job, you go to your job and you talk to your boss, and you came in late, right? And your boss pull you to the side and say, "Hey, man, you're late." And you say, "Okay, so what's the punishment?" No, you can't get fired from this job. So wait a minute, my boss is telling me I can't get fired. No, you'll never be able to lose your job. You got this job for life. So that means I can come in late when I want to? Yeah. Well, suppose I decide not to come into work. Well, no, you can't get fired. No, whatever you do, you cannot get fired. You say, man, suppose I just fall off on my work performance and all that kind of stuff. Like I can't get fired then? No, you cannot lose this job. Well, it's no motivation if you cannot lose your job to do your job better.
Right.
That's where the whole thing comes in at, man. I want to let everybody really sink in. When you cannot lose your job, whether you work at Walmart, whether you work at Exxon, whether you work at whatever, if they tell you it's guaranteed you can't lose your job, there's nowhere in the world your work performance goes up. It has to go down. You get comfortable. You take liberties. That's what Steven has been doing, man, forever. He could take liberties because other GMs can't. Well, we'll just disregard the free agency. We don't want to spend that kind of money. Hey, we'll treat our franchise quarterback like he's a doggone offensive guard. We won't treat him with the same reverence as other teams because I don't have to do that. And that's what he does. See, other teams have to go in and treat their quarterbacks. A GM has to go in and say, man, we got to treat this guy with kid gloves. Why? Because I'm attached to him. Right. My job is attached to him. So not only do I have to pay him, I got to treat him and make him feel good. That's why you get these quiet contracts with these quarterbacks. You be like, man, I didn't even know he was up. Bam, $250 million. You know what I'm saying? Bam, $275 million. Bam. Why? Because my job depends on the relationship I have with him. Theirs don't. That's why they treat people like, crap doing this whole thing. Because their jobs are not on the line, man.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And boss, let me tell you this. The difference between, I just looked at this while we were on here too, and great topic. The difference between LVE's contract and Wagner's contract, you may have covered this. LVE made $5 million last year. Wagner made $5.5 million. So $500,000 was the difference between getting Wagner and having LVE. I'll ask you this question. LVE was here for 6 years. I'm gonna say what I think. He was only valuable or exceeded his value 1 year, his rookie year. The other 5, he wasn't worth the money.
No.
But we kept paying him even when we didn't have to.
Right. Yeah.
And and another thing our guys. And another thing I wanted to say, man, is because I've been hearing this, man, and just my opinion. People like, man, DQ sabotage. He sabotaged the team. DQ did not sabotage the team. He did not even have a head coaching job till after the season was over. He had to go back. They had to go back and redo it. He had to fight for the head coaching job. That wasn't just handed to him, especially with the way the year ended. So DQ did not sabotage the team. One thing I knew is that he wanted Wagner because he's Coach Wagner. He knows what Wagner is. He wanted him. I knew that. He did not just want him last year. He wanted him the year before last. Yep. The Cowboys passed up on Wagner 2 years in a row for LVE, man.
For LVE.
2 years. And so, man, people saying about DQ and sabotage, you can't do that in the league because you always got to put your best foot forward. Why would you want to go and have a playoff game like that defensively and be like, okay, I'm ready to go look for a head coaching job? That game may have cost him some different jobs. He may could have got to another team. That game may have cost him. Might say, oh, we're taking him off the list. Why? That dude gave up 48 points. That dude is not trying to do that on purpose. But what it was is what caught up with him was a 215-pound linebacker, and they just exposed it. We were able to get around that. We figured our way around that thing all year because we were up, we had the lead, and teams had to pass. But this team said they weren't going to do that. They were going to dedicate themselves to the run, and that's what they did. I always say the blueprint to beat us was Arizona. Arizona gave everybody the blueprint to beat us.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say this when I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna let you go, man, because I know you've been on for a while. the people that I feel like the Cowboys put their thumb on the scale for, LVE, Gallup, Jalen Smith, and Sean Lee, the later years.
Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown. I add Anthony Brown too.
Anthony Brown too. Absolutely. I was gonna put his name down here too, man. But good catch.
Yeah.
But Sean Lee, his later years, because Sean Lee said, "There's no other team that I could have played for, but the Cowboys in my last 2 years."
Yep.
They the only ones that wanted me. He said it.
Sure did.
He said it.
He said it.
And to me, that jumped it. He said it.
Yep.
And so what other, see, only if you can't get fired can you take chances like this. You see, there's no other GM in the league would have took LVE over Wagner unless, but they're not going to do it because their job depends on it. Their job depends on how they perform. Stephen Jones' job don't depend on it. That's what's going to always kill us, man.
Yep.
We got to overcome that part. And so that's all I call, man. I appreciate the content, man, because I really think when I said that, when I put in the chat the super chat that LVE, it's not LVE in himself is the problem or what's wrong or epitomizes what's wrong with the Cowboys. It's that they put the finger on the scale for LVE. He is a poster child for what they put the finger on the scale for what they're trying to be right. The Joneses want to be right, and their draft picks is what they want to be right through because they're pure. We got those guys. They never touched anybody on the team. We've got them. We picked them. They want to win with the guys that they picked. And so they want to keep as many of those guys around. I actually think they bring in other guys that we want. They don't even give them a chance, man. They bring them in so they can say, hey, look, we had to cut him. He's not even good enough to make our team.
Exactly.
They bring him in and they let him go just to show you that. And they put their thumb on the scale for those guys, too, to fail. There's some guys that should still be here, man, that were better than some of the guys we have, but we still holding on. I'm going to give you, I don't know if you've ever gambled, but I used to back in the days. I'm going to give you an example. It's almost like when you're at the slot machine and you're not hitting, but you say, the next one is going to be it. So let me keep on going. Okay, let's put another dollar in. Let's put another dollar in. Because the next one, you're worried about the next one. And that's what they thinking like, man, this LV thing going to hit. This LVE thing gonna hit. This Jalen Smith thing gonna hit. I'm just waiting. Because you can't get fired, they have the ability to wait for that. Other GMs don't have that time, man. They got to move on, and that moving on is what makes them that make things happen, man. That's why you saying why we not aggressive? Because Stephen Jones don't have to be aggressive. People that got to be aggressive are people that can lose their jobs. He can't lose his job, man.
Facts.
And that's it, man. Well, I appreciate you giving me the time, man, brother. I've been a little bit, and just to tell you, great show. You're the only content creator hit on these type of things, man. Because other folks don't hit on stuff like this, man. They want to talk X's and O's, but to me, like I always say, you can get all X's and O's you want, but until you get that top fixed, like they say, crap rolls downhill, man. I'm gonna talk to you later, brother.
Appreciate it, B. Yeah. And see, that's why I said what I said. He right. Because it's pressure. It is pressure. It's pressure to cater to. I put it like this. The way that I am, if I was a Philly content creator, oh man, I'd be ginormous. You know? Because their culture embraces accountability. Our culture don't want to hear it. So it makes it hard for content creators, man. It makes it hard. Sometimes you got to pick between growth and what's the right thing to do. Because when you know, hey, when I say this, my subscribe count gonna go down. But I need to say what I need to say. And the most important thing that I did notice, that's why I know in the long run, it's going to be me. It's going to be me in the long run because all you got to go do is look at my subscriptions to my live views. And my subscription to my live views is crazy, right? That means that I might not be growing as fast, but my loyalty is crazy. People lock in because they can trust me. Because they know, even if I disagree with you, I'm gonna go right at you. You know, not disrespectful. I'll be disrespectful if you disrespectful. But I don't, it's all about winning. I'm a real executive. I'm a real boss. It's about the bottom line. The bottom line is winning the championship. That's the bottom line. That's why I attract bosses and executives, coaches, leaders. Yeah, the Lockhart types, the Queen types, the Trey types, the Tyrone Church types, the D.A. Lees, I can go on and on and on and on and on. I can go on and on. The people that really lock in to this channel, they boss types. They the types that's cool with standing by themselves. They don't gotta be in the crowd. They ain't gotta be on the cool table. They ain't gotta be in the cool room. They know how to keep first things first. Those are the people that lock into this channel. But the people that just want pats on the back and that just want to be positive and everything gonna be okay, just throw positive energy at everything, you hate my channel. You can't stand my channel. But you don't get my channel. And I still want y'all to join a team. But I want y'all to join a team wanting to contribute action. Don't join this team to try to change me, because I ain't changing. Don't DM me, don't call me, don't text me, don't do none of that telling me to change, because I ain't changing. Nah, I'm in this for the right reason. And you got to hold, what did Queen say? She said it perfect. I wasn't even expecting that, but she said it perfect. She said, boss, if we would have been Philly, just being honest, they will be right there with what you saying. And it's true. And I know Queen hates saying it. I hate saying it. But I also recognize my enemy. I do. I recognize him. Like, yeah, that's the coach over there. Queen said, but B-Bird, once he figured out he wasn't going to get his way, he did sabotage us. Look what he did to Mozzie. Talking about Dan Quinn. And I appreciate the super chat, Queen. But see, this is the thing that I'm looking out for. And the main reason I'm doing this show is not to be the person that just want to complain. I'm looking forward. I'm looking at what my new D coordinator is saying. We clearly see what happened to our old D coordinator. We clearly see that they all coming out saying, yeah, we've been in talks. And I'm being very careful because I'm serious about that McDonald's, man. I fear McDonald's. I fear that Zimmer's out there asking for McDonald's, and to do what they normally do, they start trying to protect and they start trying to help their guy or force their guy, just like they forced Michael Gallup. Coming off a late season surgery, they still paid him and gambled. They went all in, knowing he was going to be gimpy. They went all in, was super aggressive. That wasn't baby nuts, that was huge tiger nuts, and also crazy. So I'm listening and I'm watching. And I'm going to continue to pressure. You can continue to pressure by starting with the simple things. Hitting a like this content. That's the simple things. Going the extra mile is going to be sharing the content. Going the extra mile is tagging people as you share the content. Being aggressive about this, letting them know we see this and we don't like it. Because the whole thing about our voice matter as we multiply. Because right now, of course, we're not big enough to put a big dent in awareness. But we getting there. And we can't let Zimmer get the McDonald's
We don't have no hamburger buns. All we have is Wonder Bread. That's what I said. Get the bread out the bread box. You gonna put on square Wonder Bread? God damn it, bread is bread. You better bring me that bread before I slap you in your mouth. Don't tell me some Wonder Bread. What's that bread called? So tell me some shit about Wonder Bread. This is Wonder Bread. A hamburger is a hamburger. As you make it and put it in the middle of square Wonder Bread. At McDonald's, they use buns. The meat covers the whole bread. At your mother's, the meat's right in the middle of the bread. With grease running through the middle, making the bread stick to the plate. Now, there's big green peppers hanging out the top of this big meatball on the bread, and you try to put some ketchup on it, and the mix with the grease turn the bread into pink dough. Then you grab it and get fingerprinted, and you got big pink fingerprints in the dough, and you stand there looking at it, and you try to make it look like McDonald's, so you rip the edges off around it, make it round, and you got green peppers and grease running down your hand, and your mother say, now go on outside and play. And the other kids got McDonald's. They outside going, we got McDonald's, hamburgers, McDonald's, I got McDonald's. And you stand there with this big house burger. And kids are honest, they say, yeah, where you get that big well-fed green pepper burger? And you cry.
My mother made it.
You obviously big focus on stop and run. You got you're inexperienced on paper at the defensive line, even with Mozzie.
Right.
Well, the scheme gonna make that much of a difference?
Well, I hope so. You know, it's.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Love, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Love, dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Cause hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, green to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights to balance out the lows. Can't ride the wave cause you ain't got a boat.